Welcome back to Pack Proof. Today we're going to be reviewing the Best Glide Survival Fishing Kit standard version. It's in actually a pretty small little can. I like this. I'm actually very excited to open this one up. Sorry about the band-aid, I cut myself. So this one is supposed to have 12-pound and 30-pound fishing line, which is actually kind of cool. So that's actually a lot of weight to hold for 30-pound. And 12-pound, you can catch a small bass, you can catch a small catfish with that, and you should be all right. 30-pound, you can definitely start catching some bigger stuff if that's where you're at. So this is going to be very exciting. This does fit in the palm of my hand. I do have a little bit bigger hand. I wear extra large gloves, so just take that into, it's about in the palm. A little bit bigger than my palm. So it's actually fairly light. It weighs, let's see, doesn't really say, but it's just the standard survival fishing kit designed to extend use in a survival situation. This kind of just goes through what the kit's made for. It does come with some brown electrical tape, it looks like, concealing it. I guess this is probably to make it waterproof if need be, but we'll just pop this off. Comes with a fairly bit of tape here, which if you're in a survival situation, you can just keep this tape. I'm just going to hang this up right here so I can reinstall it. Alright, well, let's open this up and see if it's worth I think it's about $30 I paid for this, so we'll see if it's worth it. First up, it does have a rubber gasket around it to make it waterproof. That's really cool. Right here you get the Best Glide kind of own your manual type thing, but it does tell you a few things in here, kind of how to tie the hook in different ways. It does tell you a little bit about it. Get a bite, remember to speed and depth, which is, so yeah, this thing does tell you a lot, which is kind of cool to have in here, especially in the survival situation. You can read this and see what type of knots you can run on this. So this is really nice, and these are apparently used by the U.S. Army and military forces, so we're just seeing if it's worth it to them, if it's worth it to us, huh? But real quick, right in here you do have one of these. This does have a hook. I'm not going to pull these all out, but it's got a weight on it. Looks like a little bug. This is really cool. Next up, you have one just like that one, just a little bit different in color. You have one of these. To be honest, I've never even used any of these before, so I couldn't give you opinions on these, but they do look like they can hold up for what it is. Does have a decent hook on it. So you get 3 of those. You look like you get some bait in here. If I can even open this thing, let me even open it from the right side. Just some bait, which is actually really nice to have a little bit of bait so you don't have to find it, but I'm sure you can find a worm. You get your line. This, I'm pretty sure, is a floater. It sits kind of on top of the water so you can see your line. I'm pretty sure this is a 30-pound line. This one might not. Yeah, see, you get 3 different sets of line here. It says 50 feet of the 12-pound line, so it looks like this thicker one. Oh no, this is not line. This is just to tie it on. This is not line. It comes with that and a weight. This one feels like your 30-pound line, and this one feels like your 12-pound. When you feel them, you can definitely feel the thickness difference. Come all rolled up on those. Next up, you actually do have one of these. These are a bobber. These things sit on top of the water and just sit there so you can see it. It's fairly small. You get a razor blade. This one's orange. Not the best knife, but it'll definitely help out if you don't have one. Then you get a card, survival fishing tips and tricks. It's actually really cool, and it looks like it might be a sticker. That's really cool. Guess you could stick this to the bottom of your thing so it's always down there. And then you got your basic tin. I guess you could boil water with this if you really needed to, but it's a fairly deep tin in here, and it's actually pretty nice. Set that over here. We'll open this up and get into some of the lines they got in here. See what we got. I'm just gonna dump all this out. I'm not gonna fish through there and get cut. Nice little bag. I need to keep the moisture out. So, got 3 hooks hooked onto here. These are actually some fairly big ones. Yeah, these ones you catch salmon with and all sorts of different things. This, I'm pretty sure, reflects underneath the water because fish like bright things. So this thing, I'm pretty sure, is what reflects that. These actually are some really meaty hooks. So you get one like that. You get 2 more of these. Set those right there. They kind of look like anchors. I call them anchor hooks. Then you get 2 of these thick ones, a little bit bigger. You get 2 medium size ones. Two that are smaller than that, and then 2 that are actually smaller than that. So you actually get a fairly decent amount of hook options for everything. Oh, and you actually get 3 of the small ones. Okay, then you get some weights. You get, this one's, they're all about the same size for these ones. There's 4 smaller ones, 4 bigger ones, and two bigger ones, 2 medium size. And the way you clip these on is you just push them on together like this. I don't want to ruin this, but you just push them together and it clamps onto your fishing line, and that's how you get a weight. And then I don't want to undo all this, but these you can set your hook up on. As you can see, these right here, you put your line through, tie it around this, and then for this down here, you just kind of hook your hooks on like this, and it makes it easier so you don't, these can all be set up if you need them, so if your line gets snagged and you have to break it, you can change it out fairly quick. So, in my opinion, is this kit worth the price tag of the $30? I think so. I definitely think you get a lot more in this kit than you normally do, and it's so compact that it helps out a lot. You get 3 of these, 2 big ones, 2 medium, 2 smaller ones, and then smaller than that. You get multiple weight options, some bigger anchor hooks, reflector, more line with the bobber and a weight already on it, an actual bobber, bait. You get a lot of bait, so you have a lot of chances of catching a fish. 30-pound line, 12-pound line, tips and tricks, and a knife. So in my opinion, this is definitely well worth a kit to buy and invest in.